Maximus Analysis here for June 9th, 2016. And again, we have a very small candle, but again, they're continuing to go higher. They've been testing 2116.50 level that we post on Twitter every morning. We post three different levels for people to watch intraday. I even posted the NQ this morning. And they're currently right around it right now, I believe. If I'm looking in the 15-minute, yeah, this is 2116.5. They're right at it, and they pretty much ran up. They touched yesterday's low, which we discuss right now, which was 2105.5, I believe. 21.6.5 was yesterday's low, and I have a level at 2105. So we're just going to continue to see where they close this day. Again, they rallied back from yesterday's low, which you could see, and then they probably continue and push to some more upside potential. A lot of bars, a lot of days in a row, but again, you have to understand and respect price. And as long as they don't get back under that 2093, 2082 level, we still have to say that they have a lot of bullish things in control. Again, showing you again the ES weekly right here. As long as they don't have a weekly, we look to be in good shape. Last month's low was 2022. Make sure you guys always have those levels in mind. Again, the higher time frames might not be your thing, but still have to keep that stuff in mind because again, these levels do resonate and hold. And you look to the left will give you a lot more perspective on what's going on to the right. The NQ, there we go. NQ again, we could see that they held this level, just really small dojis right now on the weekly on the NQ, but you can look on the daily, and we got to see what happens tomorrow. They're sideways, but they are holding this line in the sand. Okay, they're holding. We had a 44.90 is where we pretty much 44.80 to 44.90 is where you want them to hold to pretty much say, okay, this is a volatility squeeze. If you had the Bollinger Bands, they would be very tight right now, but we got to see which way they're going to pop. But right now you have to keep the bias to the bull side for now. Again, if you extend this same resistance level, now you could see that again, they just need to hold it. So you extend the same thing over, and guess what becomes support. Okay, so we'll watch. Again, this is broken above and rolled back over, but now we just want to see again what this is going to look on this time frame. YM again still around that 17, as long as they hold 18,000, about 17.5 is where we would look to be a little worried. That's getting down below here, so we'll continue to watch that one as well. CL actually gave a sell signal on the bull side. Sell signal means that they broke, to me, the previous day's low. This is not a pure engulfing pattern, but I will take it. Again, it was a gap up and flush to the downside. Really want to see what happens on the weekly time frame. We got our fib levels up here. Again, they haven't really come test anything significant, but if this gets back below or close to the 49 or 48 area, this could be setting up for a short. This would then in turn make this a shooting star pattern on the weekly time frame. So we have to make sure that we're looking at our levels at all times to keep ourselves honest. Now let's look at what happened today with some equities. We'll start with Tesla. Okay, Tesla gave a pretty good dump into the close. It was down $6. I want to see how it closes tomorrow. On the weekly, they're testing the 50-day moving average. Right now, this is the 200 on the daily, but on the weekly time frame, and I might start adding, again, I don't like too much cloudiness on my charts, but what we have here is we have a break above, retest of this downtrend line, but now, again, if they go near 2020, I say 2025 to 2020 tomorrow, I will short this because it's then a shooting star, and again I would see that they would have high volume as well. So I will potentially short this one tomorrow, but I'll wait till probably later in the day because again, if they ramp back up, this candle is not closed. So we have to make sure that we're looking at things in a good manner. Amazon, again, they're pretty, this is the weekly for Amazon, and they're pretty, I mean, there's for them to be tired now is no big deal, because again, they've ran so much from the February lows. Let's even do a count. There you go. So we got what, 17 weeks in a row they've been up, barely breaking any lows. I mean, on the weekly as well. But let's look at the daily, see what we got. Again, it's just sideways, low volume, but the bulls are in control. You have to make sure that you're still looking at, and to look at a trend, I would look at, oops, let me see where lows are. Let's just roll this one up, okay, just to give an example. So we just look at the lows. Is a higher low? Yeah, they tested it, came back up. Is the higher low? Yeah, actually testing these highs and came back, broke above it, and retested that low. Now we just want to make sure that they hold this area, which is 687, 688. I mean, I'm not a stickler like that. And then we're holding our lows. So we'll continue to watch that one, especially being that area was a previous level that they sold pretty significantly into. We just don't want to retest that one. We want to see if we can get a higher low. Let me zoom in a little bit. We want to make sure that we get some type of higher low above this level would be ideal. So again, this is trading, so it's not ideal, but again, just want to kind of let you guys know what's going on. We have some stuff in regards to the IBB biotech world. This is the daily. Okay, that's why you make sure you're looking at previous weeks and previous stuff going on. Again, we could use it, and I sometimes expand this all the way out, and you can see that the bottom of this zone, maybe it's like an institutional, I call them I zone sometimes, but you can see that they tested it, and we want to see where they're going. Okay, we want to see if they're going to make a higher low and go to test that 200-day moving average. But looking at the weekly, currently they have a bearish engulfing pattern right here. Only thing they have below that is the 200-day. They break that, and you got a lot of white space back to this 208 level. And I again will tell you that these things can happen. So looking at some components, you can see almost the same thing in regards to Guild. It's flagging a little bit, and you also look at like Shelgen. You can see that one is setting up a little bit. Again, the ETF is IBB for biotech, but again, just kind of giving you guys the heads up. Looking at some day trading candidates that were pretty much going on. So you had HMNY that we talked about for the past couple days and actually flushed out pretty nicely today. And what I told you to leave alone was that MGT. And guess what? No volume, it is done. Okay, this is why I tell you that, listen, if they make their big move, you make your money, you don't fall in love with these stocks at all. So again, let's see what happens. But as far as day trading, leave this alone. It's not an investment. Leave it alone. Get into stuff that has the volume in, like HMNY. That one will give you more action right now because a big volume followed up, testing, a round number 17, pulling back, and then you can use whatever. Again, the lowest I ever go is probably a 3-minute, and then you could day trade this using the shares. But that's it. We'll see what happens tomorrow, how these names that I told you about, again, also looking at a LinkedIn, but for the short side, let's continue to see what happens into tomorrow's close. Take care.